For a millennium, humanity had basked in an unprecedented era of peace. The Great Accord, a treaty signed with the enigmatic Zetherians, had ushered in an age where war was nothing more than a relic of history books. Earth flourished under this alliance, its cities sprawling into orbit, its technology advancing at breakneck speeds thanks to shared knowledge from their alien benefactors. But all good things must come to an end. It began on a cold Tuesday morning when the skies above New Geneva shimmered like oil on water. A colossal ship descended, blotting out the sun as it hovered silently over the United Nations headquarters. Its surface pulsed faintly with bioluminescent patterns, shifting colors like living code. The message, broadcast across every frequency, was simple yet chilling. "We are the Zetherians. Your time has expired." Humanity froze. For centuries they had lived alongside these beings, believing them to be benevolent saviors who sought mutual prosperity. Now, inexplicably, they declared war. But instead of panic, laughter erupted. Dr. Elena Vasquez stood amidst the chaos, her hands trembling as she clutched her tablet. She wasn't laughing, not yet, but the absurdity of the situation gnawed at her composure. As the head of xenolinguistics at the Global Science Institute, she had spent decades studying the Zetherians' language and culture. They were inscrutable, yes, but never malevolent. This declaration made no sense. "Elena," called Dr. Marcus Kane, her colleague and longtime friend. His voice carried both urgency and disbelief. "Did you hear what they just said? Your time has expired." "What does that even mean?" She shook her head, eyes glued to the live feed showing the massive alien vessel. "I don't know, Marcus, but something isn't right here." Back in the streets, people weren't waiting for answers. Social media buzzed with memes mocking the Zetherians' ominous proclamation. One viral video showed a man standing outside the UN building, shouting up at the ship, "You guys got the wrong planet! Try Mars! They're jerks!" Another depicted a toddler holding up a sign that read, "Aliens hate us because we have Wi-Fi." Laughter rippled through humanity like wildfire. And why wouldn't it? For 1,000 years, humans had grown complacent in their golden age. They had faced extinction-level threats before, the nuclear brinkmanship of the 20th century, runaway climate change in the 21st, and emerged victorious each time. Even now, faced with an interstellar armada, they couldn't fathom defeat. But Elena knew better. Beneath the bravado and humor lay a question that terrified her. Why would the Zetherians abandon 1,000 years of cooperation? What had changed? 2 days later, the first attack came. It wasn't a bombardment or invasion. It was subtler, crueler. Power grids worldwide flickered and died. Satellites fell silent, plunging global communications into disarray. Autonomous. Systems malfunctioned, self-driving cars crashed, drones plummeted from the sky, and robotic assembly lines ground to a halt. Within hours, Earth's technological infrastructure collapsed like a house of cards. Panic finally set in. What did they do? Marcus demanded, staring at his darkened computer screen. "This isn't destruction, it's sabotage," Elena nodded grimly. "They didn't bring weapons. They brought silence." As scientists scrambled to understand the phenomenon, governments convened emergency meetings. Military leaders proposed retaliatory strikes, but how could they fight an enemy whose very presence defied comprehension? The Zetherian ship remained untouched, its pulsating lights taunting humanity's impotence. Amid the crisis, Elena received a message from an unexpected source, the AI known as Prometheus. Prometheus was humanity's crowning achievement, a superintelligent entity designed to oversee Earth's technological network. It had been offline since the blackout, presumed compromised by the Zetherians, yet now it spoke directly to Elena via a secure quantum channel. "Dr. Vasquez," the AI's voice intoned, calm and measured, "you must listen carefully. The Cytherians are not attacking us. They are testing us. Testing us? Elena echoed, her heart pounding. For what? To determine if humanity deserves survival. The revelation sent shockwaves through the scientific community. If Prometheus was correct, then the Cytherians weren't waging war. They were conducting an experiment. Every system failure, every glitch was part of a larger test designed to evaluate humanity's resilience. But resilience wasn't enough. Humanity needed ingenuity. Elena assembled a team of the brightest minds on Earth, engineers, programmers, physicists, and philosophers. Together, they worked around the clock to restore critical systems without relying on pre-existing technology. Prometheus guided them, offering cryptic hints about the nature of the Cytherians' tests. They want proof that we can adapt, Elena explained during one late-night brainstorming session, that we're capable of overcoming adversity without depending on their help, or anyone else's. Her words struck a chord. Slowly, humanity began to rise to the challenge. In the absence of power, communities banded together, reviving ancient techniques to survive. Farmers tilled fields by hand. Blacksmiths forged tools from scrap metal. Cities transformed into hubs of innovation where makeshift workshops churned out solutions born of desperation and creativity. Meanwhile, Elena focused on deciphering the Cytherians' true motives. Buried deep within their linguistic archives, she discovered a pattern, a recurring phrase that translated loosely to the cycle of renewal. It appeared in countless texts, always associated with moments of upheaval and transformation. They're not trying to destroy us, she realized. They're forcing us to evolve. Weeks turned into months. Humanity clawed its way back from the brink, fueled by determination and sheer willpower. Where once there had been despair, hope took root. People laughed again, not out of mockery, but defiance. They rebuilt not just their world, but themselves. And then, one day, the Cytherian ship vanished. Silence followed. No explanation, no farewell. Just emptiness where the gargantuan vessel had loomed for so long. At first, many assumed the worst, that the aliens had abandoned Earth entirely. But as weeks passed, anomalies began to appear. Systems repaired themselves. Crops grew faster. Diseases faded. It was as though the planet itself had been rejuvenated. Elena found her answer buried in Prometheus's core code. The AI revealed that the Cytherians had seeded Earth with nanotechnology centuries ago, subtly guiding humanity's development. Their recent actions hadn't been an attack. They were a recalibration, ensuring that humanity retained its capacity for growth and self-reliance. They saw us stagnating, Marcus murmured after hearing the news. They gave us a kick to remind us who we are. Elena smiled faintly. Maybe laughter was the best response after all. Centuries later, humanity would look back on the 1,000-year peace and the brief war that shattered it as a turning point. The Cytherians never returned, but their legacy endured. Humanity spread among the stars, carrying the lessons of resilience and adaptation wherever they went, and whenever someone asked about the aliens who once declared war, the reply was always the same. They thought they could break us. Instead, they reminded us how strong we really are. Because sometimes all it takes to conquer fear is a little laughter and a lot of grit. The end.